Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. And hello from the Jewish quarter. We are in front of the old synagogue here in Krakow, in Kazimierz neighborhood. And we're gonna go and have a tour of this area of Krakow. As you saw yesterday, we saw the tour of the old town of Krakow and also the Wawel Castle, which is just right behind us in this direction. So I think I'm gonna go, and that's the group is mine. I'm gonna go introduce myself. Luckily, it's not that many people, and I've been in here before, around 11 years ago, but I never got the proper tour. So I'm gonna go and have a tour with this group and learn more about the Jewish culture. So let's go. So here I want to show you guys here was the Jewish quarter, and it used to be in here, and actually there was a river in this area, but it's no longer. Those river exist, but this area was the area where actually the Jewish quarter is. Yep. So we learned some history about the Jews been living in here, and basically Krakow have 65,000 Jews, and practically they were invited. They were a small population of them, but in 14th century, pretty much, they were invited by the King Kazimierz the Great, the third one. They were invited in here, and of course there were a lot of accusations to the Jewish people. When there was this disease, basically they blamed Jews. They were, and what was happening is a lot of Christians were dying, and then the Jews weren't dying. And then the reason was the Jewish people, they're washing their clothes more, and they were being basically more clean. That's why they survived more. So for that reason, again, the Jewish people were blamed because of the disease. So yeah, we are at the Jewish quarter, and then later we're gonna cross the river and go to the Jewish ghetto. There are tons of tours being going on right now around this area, and actually there is a good restaurant here called Hamsa, which is later on at the end of the tour. I'm gonna come and have a kind of late lunch, basically serve as my dinner as well. And this is the restaurant just right there. It's very famous. It's run by Polish people, and it's Israeli restaurant. And we have Jewish people here as well. Yeah, basically that is the restaurant Hamza. It's one of the best one in here. If you wanna experience Israeli Middle Eastern cuisine, it's a little bit expensive. I've seen the prices, but it's worth it. It's fantastic food quality. Also, there is a restaurant in here that's right behind me that keep kosher, and of course not everyone can enter there, but that basically, if you want to experience a good kosher restaurant, that's where you go. And here's the symbol of basically the Jews, 65,000 people that die here in Krakow. And why there is a stone, not flowers? Because the flower dies, but the stone always remains. So that's why in Jewish cemetery you always see a stone on the graveyard. Yeah, it smells so good in here. And there is one synagogue in here is still functioning, but again, this is the restaurant. Of course, not everyone can enter, but if you want a good kosher, if you're keeping kosher, that's where you go. if you're not taking kosher, you can use this one or in that corner, and still has good food, but not strictly kosher. And I want to show it to you guys. Perfect door. And you see on the right side, this is the place for the mezuzah. Is the prayer that protect the house against a bad spirit. Basically, it's always on the right side. So that's the symbol of it. We have it in our house. It's always on the right side. And when you enter, Ashkenazis, they touch and they put their forehead. We usually kiss. We touch and we kiss. That's what it is. It's mezuzah, and it's all. Usually there's like a medal. It's depend, but for example, mine, it has like a medal, and it has like a Temple of Jerusalem symbol outside, and there's a prayers inside it. Now we're heading this way. And then the synagogue that I showed, you can enter there. The ticket costs 15 zloty, it's like 3 euros. And you can also go to the graveyard as well. And this is all Jewish neighborhood. Pretty much all Jews they needed, they were all around this area. And of course it was one of the poorest part of the town. Of course, there's no longer Jews living here in this area.
Yeah, it must be.
And this is the
something
mezuzah that I were talking about, the right side. The weather being perfect today, warm, but you still need your jacket. And now what you see here, it's another synagogue, and according to the informations, this building was one of the highest in this area, and then no building were allowed to be in a certain height, and this place was built by Isaac, which was the accountant of the king, so he got the permission to build a synagogue as high as you can see. And actually there was a lot of protests by the Christian, but accounting, handling the money, king allowed it. Now we are going to the cemetery part, which is forward. Just love the area. It's pretty much behind this wall, right here. And then here's the synagogue, the graveyard in here. Now we are heading for another synagogue in this direction. Now you can tell which one is the synagogue now. These golf carts are cool for those because they can walk. Not only they carry the people, also it will give information, audio information to the people. Close that door. And there is a kosher fast food in here that you can enjoy.
There's another synagogue built.
So this is a still active synagogue that it's been 2 years that the tourists not allowed to enter. It has a story. You see the street says Krakow. It's the name of this synagogue in Polish. Doesn't have a good meaning, but when the Jewish returned in here after what happened in Holocaust, when they return in here, 40 Jewish men come and gather here to celebrate the Shabbat, and a bunch of people came in here, and one of them started running towards the people and said that, hey, the Jews trying to kill me. So that's why there were a lot of protests going on against the Jews. So a lot of Jews left the city, of course. A lot they went to Germany to be resettled, and a lot of them went to Israel. But that synagogue is still active, so that's why the tourists are not allowed. A lot of synagogue you can enter, but not that one because it's still active. So this area, I mean, the synagogue in here is a little bit particularly new, and this is the center of what's happening, especially at night. This is lively and there's a lot of music is going on. This is on Sunday. They have like a kind of market selling clothes and stuff like that. And also, you see everyone is grabbing this kind of pizza style thing that this is the line is all about in this area. It's called kind of new market in Polish. And again, it's a center for buying all different kinds of fake jewelry and stuff like that. Again, he has all different kind of selling things, especially food vibes and stuff like that, cultures, stuff like that. But it's more lively at night because they add the music to it as well. Yeah, it is really lovely. All different kind of bars and different kind of things going on. There's also two famous bars in here that you can visit. Super touristy. I'm not a drinker, so of course not visit. But again, this center is very lovely at night. With the music, of course, there's the food there, so what you do after you're drinking, you come here and grab food. And again, it calls New Square, New Bazaar. What I don't like, especially in Europe, you see the girl who's holding those things? Yep. Sandwiches or whatever that you call. Just all those everywhere here.
So you've seen the Schindler's List, maybe your race is based on a movie. Some things of the liquidation of the farms left over.
And here you could see the actual how the Jews were living in here. Upstairs, very small, crowded. So a lot of time, a lot of families, they had to live all together on this small apartment, this area. But this was a typical neighborhood, and this area was basically where they were gathering here because it's very important for the Jews to gather. So basically, this area was the people who were gathering, and then upstairs was where they were living. Actually, right now, they are renting this apartment like a hotel style. But that's pretty much the area how the Jews were living in this area. And there's a famous pharmacist. Pictures of the pharmacies and the life in this area. And basically this is the Jewish ghetto, just right here. So the story of the pharmacist was, I put a name down the video, was the pharmacist informed the Jews what is going on and save a lot of people's life as well.
So like I said, it's not working from home when you need to be home.
And this is the Solar River, and now we're gonna cross. So again, now we are heading for the actual Jewish ghetto. And you can come, especially at night, take the tour of this boat. Not this one, I believe these are kind of restaurant, but the small ones like that one is running. At night it will be perfect to have a tour of the city on a boat.
Yeah.
I recognize the couple from the yesterday's tour. This wind and these clouds means rain, and I'm heading towards Ukraine and Lviv in 2 days, and exactly the day I'm departing it's going to rain, so good luck to me on that one. It's a perfect place for riding your bike and walking with your partner and your wife and your girlfriend, and yeah, it's a fantastic area. here is the actual ghetto starting just behind in here, and the reason why the Jewish neighborhood that we passed and crossed the river, why they didn't want to create the ghetto in there, because that was the center of the city. Actually, the governor of Krakow was living in there, and a lot of Nazi institutions living in there as well. That's why he wants to bring it here, and it's kind of blocked by the river as well. As I mentioned, that's like this shape that it was actual ghetto, and it was a river, so it's pretty much was blocked, so they couldn't go anywhere. First, they brought the people here. They were able to go in and out, and then they were completely forbidden to go out. Then, what happens with the Schindler, Oscar Schindler, and then the factory that was created and brought the Jews, the factory. Of course, he was a German himself. He wants to hire the Jews because the Jews, they had a set salary and they were the cheaper. So that's why first he hired them, and then later on we realized that what was happening to the Jews. Then the labor used to work for 12 hours, and then Oskar Schindler told the authorities that this was already working 12, and then you have to walk all the way to the ghetto, so why not just living here? So we started getting like a sub camp inside the factory, so people they could stay in the factory as a sub camp. Now we are heading to the direction of the actual ghetto, and then the wall. As we're entering this beautiful area, of course we have to watch out for the trams and car. What I love about the Krakow, to respect the pedestrian. They stopped yesterday when I was coming back, and then I stopped for the cars to go, and then I start checking my phone, and all of a sudden I saw still the car is standing, and he told me, "You're passing or you're looking?" So, "Oh no, you can go. I'm looking at my phone." Yeah, they pretty much respect the pedestrian and then cyclist. What I love. Remind me of Barcelona's Basilica. The one is still going on, still not finished yet. I think it's almost finished, but not 100%. But the top part is remind me of the Basilica in Barcelona. Yep, La Sagrada Familia. Yeah, that's what reminds me. There's a lot of wedding going on as well. There's like two, and there is one just right behind me as well. And this area was actually a hospital for the elderly people, which is this building, the yellow one right here. So if you watch the Schindler List, if you see that scene, then the Germans throwing the elderly people from the windows. That's basically what happens here. Especially they want to save the blood, that's why. Because those elderly people, they didn't want to be responsible for them. We would just shot them on their bed, or those people that they just want to throw them from the window just to save the bullets. actual area of the ghetto. So all this area was a part of the ghetto. As I mentioned, that the street that we're coming to, the tramway is coming in, that was the gate. You can see there's another small house that turned to a restaurant. So imagine all these buildings, especially these are right here. You could imagine people believing, and here only supposed to be about 3,000 people, about 15,000 people. So imagine those conditions. So in this area, it's around that only pharmacy that in here that this person, thanks to him, he never said no to anyone, and thanks to him a lot of Jews life being saved. So basically any Jews that were entering from this door, exiting from a different door, and they were saved. And the symbol of the chairs in here, the chairs are resembling the people used to stay here. Then that buildings around this area used to people standing there and get a stamp. If you get a stamp, you stay here. If you didn't get a stamp, it means that you weren't fit to work, and you could be shot to death. And the chairs are each resembling the people that basically they're standing here, and they're resembling those. Some they are heading this way because of most of the factories were this side, and then you see only one standing in there, and the story was in this street people with no reason they will get shot. That's why that's one chairs resemble that one. So the police, that people they were getting the stamp was in that building. When you get in there, you get the stamp. You leave it here. You leave. You didn't get a stamp. You was in the concentration camp, and you're done. So the chairs are resembling those in here. Some each going towards one side, factories, and then the concentration camp, and then the one in that valley, which is people got shot for no reason. That's one chair was resembling that. And again, the office that you get this stuff. So I had to stop because the rain started coming down hardly. So now this is the ghetto's main square. Now we're gonna head this way. We're gonna go and see the Oscar Schindler factory, which is this way all the way. I'm glad done with the tour. The group left there. I was the first one to give my tip and say bye. So 10 minutes walking this way from the ghetto center, you arrive to the factory. So this is the factory right here, and actually you can go inside as well, but it's quite a long. I'm not gonna go in there, but this is the actual factory. So this is the actual factory. Start from the and again you can go inside as well, but as you see it's a big line to go inside, and the line is continuing. Take a look. There's a lot of people inside the building as well. So yeah, here's the factory, and basically by having this factory he saved the life of 1,100 Jews. Actually inside there is a picture and name of the people that he saved by the Oscar shipment. And again, he was a German visitor, and actually he escaped for the military service, and he came here selling business, hired the Jews because they were cheaper, had the set salary, and then he realized that what's happening to the Jews. He basically helped them, and that's the whole story is coming. And the movie Shooting at this came to life. Now I'm gonna go back to the main square, heading this way, and that's actually the remaining of the wall. And then I will basically finish the tour there. Then I go to the Hamza restaurant, have a taste of Israeli food, and I hope it's Israeli quality, you know. So yeah, I will see you guys at the center of the ghetto, heading that way for the wall. Here we arrived. So this is still remaining of the actual wall. This is the actual wall, and as you see, it's not that many high for which someone could climb it. But because of the rations that we're receiving in here, it used to be from 145 grams to 25 or 50 grams. So people don't have that many energies to climb the wall. So this is the actual wall, and then this shape in here is the reasons that made it this way, because of make it kind of graveyard. And it was kind of graveyard for the Jewish people, because with that rations basically they trying to destroy the life of the Jewish people. So this was the actual wall of the ghetto surrounding all this area. This is it. Again, it's not that tall. Easily you could climb it, but again, you did not have that many energy to do so. And I was just walking in here. It's like took 5 minutes. I was just imagining being in here, and the only thing that you will think is food, you know. And easily you go to the restaurant in here and eat, but just 1 minute imagine what the people went through behind this wall. And hopefully we'll learn our lesson, because we don't learn our lesson, unfortunately, and we keep repeating and repeating. What's happening in Israel against Israel and the Jews. So we never learn from the history, then we just keep repeating the history. Hopefully not, but as of now, in 2026, we're still repeating the history. Okay guys, that's it from this famous wall. I'm gonna say bye for now, and I will see you guys outside. So we made it to a restaurant after 50 minutes walking, around 1 kilometer going to, and we are in the Hamza restaurant. Let me show you guys the receipt. So we have all different kind of dishes, breakfast, and I got the set of 3 in here. You can choose 3 of this. I'll choose this one. I used this one and this one, so you can choose basically 3 set for small people, 6 meze or 9, and it's different, and it comes with the basically with the bread, vegetable and olives, and I got the lamb kebab in here as well. The prices are, of course, we are in the center of the Jewish quarter, so the prices are a little bit high. And also for the drink, I got the mix of grapefruit, orange and carrot. So now we're just waiting for the waiting game begin. So let me show you guys, not spicy, olive my favorite, and 3 different. And of course it comes with the warm bread as well, right? Drink. Let's dig in. I'll finish only together. That food was amazing. That was so filling. Probably if you're coming here in this restaurant, the 3 mezes, it make you all filled up. It has all different kind of things in it. Now I got the actual lamb in here, and it's a big portion. Probably I'll ask for a box to go because I'm already full after having the 3 mezes in there. It comes with all different kind of things. These are where not the spices. I like the olives. It comes with the hams styles too. I'm wearing one actually as we speak. I'm going with 2, just didn't have any rooms to finish. And I have the lambs with all different kind of stuff here as well. So cheers. Hope you guys could enjoy me and having this food together, but I'll be sharing this literally with all of you guys. Cheers. That food was amazing, guys. The bill came up to 186 zloty, and I give 20 zloty as a tip as well. I put a conversion down here. Expensive, yes, but it was delicious. I couldn't finish, honestly. The 3 meze was plenty, and so from the where the video started, from the old synagogue, just right here behind me, I'm gonna finish to this one, and stay tuned for the Auschwitz tour, which is going to do that tomorrow. Originally supposed to go 6 in the morning and come back in the afternoon. Now we are going around 12:50 and then come back in the evening. So pretty much I have to tonight and tomorrow get all my stuff ready, and we are back on the road heading towards Ukraine, Lviv, Ukraine. So again, thanks for watching from the old synagogue in Kazimierz neighborhood in Krakow. See you in Auschwitz tomorrow. Ciao.